What's up, guys? Welcome back to Wicked After Dark, where we talk about all things horror. Brought to you by Roasted Dead Coffee, the official coffee sponsor of Wicked After Dark. One day I'm going to memorize that, guys, so I don't have to look at my phone, but I suck at that. Anyways, guys, with me today I got Ashley and Jess.
Hey, guys.
What's up?
And today we got no Andy behind the screens. We got our dad, so we're just going to have to deal with it. We don't get a funky face. But today, guys, we actually have a special guest with us like we said we were going to have. We actually came through finally. So we want to go ahead and welcome Mariana with Rattlehead Crafts. Thanks for coming.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
I know it's been in the making, trying to get everybody on, and we're sorry for reaching out so late and making you drive so far.
No, it's okay.
And it was far.
Yeah, guys. I think you're gonna hold the record for furthest person to come this way for real. How long did it take you? Do I even want to know?
I want to say an hour and a half.
Oh, okay.
Not too bad right now. But I think when there's traffic, it's closer to 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
3.
Like 3 hours, maybe?
Probably.
Yeah, I would have been like, I'm not going to make
Yeah,
that.
for real. Same.
Now
Straight
that
up.
has me thinking that when we invited her to the roast one, the first one we did, she drove like 2 hours just
Yeah,
to be
for
there.
real.
Yeah.
I would have been like, no.
I hope you did well there.
We did. I almost passed out. I don't know if you guys remember. It was that time where it was really
Oh,
hot.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, we're just gonna talk about that one. And I'm just
Rob
kidding.
almost passed out too, so it's okay.
Rob was bad.
But I didn't.
You know what's funny? Rob was out there like dying, and Jess and the baby were in the back in the AC.
Yeah.
I was like, Rob, why don't you just go to the AC?
Who's going to cover his booth? Oh, man.
Anyways, guys, we're gonna talk about the coffee we got today.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll go first. I got Dollface Ice. Thanks, big shout out to Jen because she hooked this one up.
No, yeah.
It just tastes
Hooked
better when
this,
she makes
it's
it.
ice.
No, it's,
yeah, of course.
you can't even order it.
For those of you who don't know, Jen is like my, how do you say
Bestie.
it? Buoyista.
Your best barista.
Your best
She just makes
barista.
my coffee the best. She usually makes. I actually got up there today, and Bridget was like, "Oh, let me guess, Freddy's Nightmare." I said, "You know what? I'm not gonna go with that one today." But
Yeah.
Jen was there. She's like, "Let me make
She
you
was
the
already
Dollface." I was
writing it
like,
down.
"Yeah, all right." So she made this one, and it's delicious. Like she put, I think there's like 4 shots of.
Espresso?
Yeah, so it's got me
Wired?
going
I
right
can
now.
kind of tell.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, it's strong.
Yeah?
It's strong.
Nice.
So yeah, big shout out to Jen.
It looks good.
It's bomb, and you cannot try it.
I don't want to try it. It's all right. I'm be honest, guys. I don't know what I ordered.
You got the Skinny Witch French
Loser.
toast syrup with two or 3 shots of espresso. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure
3.
it's 3.
With oat
Iced
milk.
and oat milk.
That's the bougiest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, she said she was like, send me the menu.
Look, guys, I try to drink and eat as best as I can. Sometimes I fail,
Me
you
too.
know?
Me too.
And sometimes, I try to watch what I drink, especially if I could cut the sugar out. I'm going to cut. It's not always the
But
best,
at-
I heard.
But at Horrorville, you'll sure eat the chicharrones and shit with the apatio on them.
Where?
At Horrorville, with the little
No, she
No,
Chicharrones.
actually, I don't. I'm not a fan of chicharrones like that.
Oh, well.
See, he doesn't even know me. He's my own brother, guys. Anyway. So, yeah, I had the French toast?
Yes.
The sugar-free French toast
Does it
syrup.
taste
It's
good?
like a build your own.
Yeah.
There you go. I didn't say you can have
Anthony
some.
and Ashley like to build their own coffee.
With like 3 shots of espresso. I should have got 4.
Damn, sorry. You said
That's
an
what I
extra
got.
shot.
Go ahead.
It's
I
kinda,
got a vanilla oat milk latte because I've been seeing a lot of those like videos of like the art on top, but she doesn't know how to do the art on top, so I just go like this.
So she got an oat milk latte.
Yeah.
because of that.
It's
Yeah.
weird.
What?
It
It's good.
influenced you to get a vanilla oat milk latte.
Jesus Christ.
Hot.
A hot.
She was the only one with a hot drink today.
Mm-hmm.
Since it is raining.
It's good.
It's okay. I'm gonna get an iced drink no matter the temperature.
Me too. I got the churrona.
Yeah.
Yeah, La Chorrona. I've actually had that one.
It's good. I usually like cinnamon forward, like kind of spicy. I'll usually do like a chai. So I was like, that sounds like a good one. And
Do you like horchata?
I love horchata. Yeah.
To me, it kind of tastes like that almost slash churro.
Well,
You know. So I don't know if that's where they got the name, but
probably.
it's pretty good.
Children of the Oats also is like cinnamon and oat
Yeah.
milk. Like that one's really good too.
Yeah.
But I always get that one. So I got something different.
So yeah, that's our coffee, guys. Again, big shout out to Jen for always hooking me up.
You know, I don't think I'm like y'all. You guys are like have different flavor palettes. Like I'm gonna try a new drink. I suck at that. I need to try a new drink.
You gotta
next time.
expand your
You do
horizons.
suck at that. She'll
It's
be
either
like,
a green
I want
tea-
iced coffee. That's it.
Iced coffee or like the Reagan. The Reagan there's really good.
You know, I can't really talk though because I've only tried this one in Freddy's Nightmare.
Yeah,
No,
but you had their teas.
Oh, that's true.
The Black Mistress, right? Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
And then our dad didn't want anything. I had coffee this morning.
Keurig coffee's the best.
Truth be told, nobody asked me.
That was Ash.
No.
You know where we're
Anyway.
going, so don't let him play you.
Anyway, thanks Rosa Dead for sponsoring us.
As always.
As always.
Anyways,
Moving on.
moving on
To our
first question of the day.
woman
here.
of honor here. So Rattlehead Crafts. Sorry guys, back to the questions.
I was just gonna hit you with that. Like I'm waiting for you to say that. And
I'm over here trying to like in my head be more creative. What can I do? You know what, guys? It's not gonna be that much of it different.
Let me hear it. Come on, I want to
So
hear.
how'd you come up with Rattlehead Crafts?
With the name or the
Yeah, the name.
Yeah, your name.
So I started the shop when I was in high school. I was doing like hand sewn little like pouches and also doing kind of punk like vests like with the patches on them and stuff. And my favorite band like through all of high school was Megadeth. And their mascot is a little skeleton, and his name is Vic Rattlehead. So since I started in high school, I was like, that's the coolest name. So I did Rattlehead and like crafts because I was making stuff. And it just kind of stuck. And there's been times now where I'm just like, should I change it? Like, I'm just like, I'm in too deep.
Yeah, for real.
But I like it, and I've actually made friends like that that come up to the booth and they're like, "Oh, is it like Megadeth?" And I'm like, "Yes, it is."
Dang, that's crazy. So you've had the name since high school.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
You know, we really got to stop asking how people came up with their names because it puts us like at a lower and lower
right.
totem.
It's
Because
okay.
like everybody has a really good story, and then it comes to us, and it's like we just voted on it.
Right.
I like your name though.
We just take the L and live with it.
In this situation, 100%. You see, that was a great story.
I was
A
just about to say that.
battle.
Like,
That's
that
one
my
of-
story sucks.
That's one of the better ones I've heard.
That's so well thought out. Started in high school, and then there's us.
We read it on the whiteboard.
Like Jesus, dude, that was such a thought
you know,
out
but
process.
we're committed because me and Ashley got it tattooed on us. Wicked.
My sister made me get RHC tattooed. At one of our first pop-ups, they had a tattoo artist, and she was like, "Let's get RHC." And I was like, "No, what if I change the name?" And she was like, "Well, now you can."
Right.
And she got tattooed, and I was like, "I guess we're getting tattooed."
She's like, she forced me.
Yeah.
We
What's
did
funny
that.
is I actually have my appointment scheduled to get it removed.
Yeah.
I believe
We
it.
went on like
Friday the 13th.
Friday the
or
13th.
something.
Yeah.
So
No, but Rattlehead Crafts, I think your name is just so unique because it's very versatile. Because it's like, okay, that's Halloween, but you can definitely go and do a different type of pop-ups. So I think that's awesome because it's not like Wicked or Spooky Boutique, you know, or Spooky Crafts.
I think people get confused sometimes. They're like rattle, and I'm like, it's like rattlesnake, but head instead. Like
Yeah.
they have no idea, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, yeah, it's a funky name.
Really, I don't think so. I thought it was really
It's very
creative.
flowy. Yeah,
I
it's
think it
definitely
flows.
flowy.
It flows
I like
well.
it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Kinda
I
old
remember
school.
seeing it. I was
Yeah.
like, Rattlehead Crafts is a good name.
I used to
Thank
call
you.
everybody
I was like, our names
Knucklehead.
suck.
Yeah. No, I love
Thank
it.
you.
So you, the next question lined up is like, but you already answered is how long you've been in business, but you just answered that. So from
Yeah,
high school,
since
so
high
how
school.
long has that been?
Dang, you gonna
so-
put her age
No,
out there.
I know.
Let's see.
She put it out herself. Right?
I was born in. So I graduated in 2013. I had the shop. I don't remember when I started. Probably sometime around then.
Okay.
But it was really just like a hobby. Like I was trying to go to college and work, and so the shop was just kind of like a creative little
Outlet.
like yeah. And the I kind of fell into the horror community like almost by accident because like I said I started kind of more in like the punk like metal community, and I was just like, oh, I think that's gonna be my thing. But I actually was commissioned by one of my friends who's a chef. He wanted me to paint his knife sheath, like the cover, with Pennywise on it. And
okay.
so I painted the Pennywise on it, and then I was just like, oh, like that looks really cool. And I ended up making it into a pin. And that ended up being like my most successful item.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, people like the spooky. And then that's where the little knife designs started.
Nice.
And then from there, it just kind of spiraled into like all horror, like Halloween.
Everything Halloween.
That's dope.
So you it literally fell into your lap, basically.
Yeah. And I think all the horror started, I want to say like around 2015. So since then, it's been kind of what it is now.
Yeah. And so when did you start doing events?
I started probably around that time.
Yeah.
But there weren't as many big events as there are now. So
Yeah.
it was a lot of very like small local events. Sometimes like the only people that showed up were like my parents and my uncles. So doing events now where it's just like huge crowds and stuff is crazy. Because I definitely started from just like only my parents showing up to them.
Yeah.
The development of events is, I feel like everyone has the same story. Like it was nothing back then, you know. Like
no, it's awesome how many there are now, and like I really enjoy your guys' events.
Thank you.
They're always really fun, and like I know it's kind of far, but I like coming out here for events. For
like it's 2 hours away, but it's all right. No.
It's okay.
Almost sounds like that overnight success story where 10 years ago there was nobody
Right.
out there. Now, worked and worked and worked, and now there's crowds and
Yeah.
Well, going based off of that, I mean, to be honest, before we got in, I would have never known you've been doing this for, since
High
2013.
school,
Yeah.
So you're not an overnight. You're talking years and
And
years
work.
of grinding to get your name out there and to get, your following up and your merchandise and all that. So it's a long. I don't want to make it sound like old, but it's a grind. It's a grind.
Yeah,
It's
for
like
sure.
years and years
Yeah.
of putting in the work. Have you always known like you were gonna do this full time, or is that something you just took it
No.
recently?
It's actually funny. Like, I actually went full time when the pandemic started.
Okay.
'Cause I know a lot of small businesses really like thrived around that time,
Yeah.
and for me, it was one of my parents ended up in the hospital during the pandemic. I was working at a coffee shop at the time, and so my schedule was like based around the coffee shop, and then I was also in college at the time. But when my parent ended up in the hospital, I was like, oh, I would like to have the time to like be at the hospital if
Right.
they need, or like help somebody else in my family if they need me, or whatever. So I ended up leaving the coffee shop like really abruptly, just like thinking I would be back to the coffee shop when everything was settled.
Right.
And I was like, I think in the meantime I can do my shop full time. And the shop ended up doing really well, and I was just like, oh wait, like I think I can do this full time.
Yeah.
Like I could live off of this.
So it's been really nice. It's been nice being my own boss. It's nice being here because I kind of miss having coworkers sometimes.
Nice talking to people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I miss it. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I think we can relate to that because same thing. We don't have normal jobs. We don't go and clock in anywhere. So it's just us two, which is still, you don't have anyone to talk to. It's just
Most of the time we're not
you.
even talking to each
It's
other.
just us two back there, and
just
we don't even
depends.
talk to each other.
Yeah.
So you do miss that, like, having that cool
What's it called? That
flow.
camaraderie with
Yeah.
other people.
Yeah, like the community of people, because then you're just
Yeah.
like, well,
Oh,
Like,
you guys
I
missed that
guess-
office politics.
I guess I
Yeah.
better take
The
a lunch,
cheese man.
or it does get, it's different. It is very
There's
different. There's pros and cons.
Yeah, like yesterday,
Yeah.
me and Ashley were just sitting back there, and I don't think we talked for like 2 hours. Like, it
'Cause
was
you
just
have your
really
days-
quiet.
I think too, you have your days where you're so busy,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have days where like it's so dead, like you don't have
Yeah.
nothing to do.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do. Where I'm gonna sit here and look at the wall.
Is it tough for you though to keep yourself? Like you work for yourself now. Is it tough for you to be like, okay, I gotta get up and do this today? And is it hard for you to like stay, moving
track.
and because for me, I always tell the girls if I'm here or if I'm not doing something, I feel like I'm losing.
Guilty.
You're guilty. I'm losing like time. I could be doing this. I could be developing a new product. Is that kind of how you are with it, or?
Yeah, I think it's taken a lot of practice and discipline for me
Right.
to try to get like on a good track with things. I think having pop-ups helps because there's like a timeline where it's just like I need to get all of this done before the pop-up, or I need to get it done in time for the pop-up
Right.
or whatever. So that really helps. But yeah, in general, it's really hard, and also like it's really hard for me sometimes because our cats will come sleep on me. So I'll be like, I need to get to work, and then I see them get comfortable, and I'm just like, nah.
Like I'm gonna sit here and just wait. When they get up, I'll get up.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the whole aspect, you do work from home, correct? So I think
Yeah.
that brings in another harder. It's harder because you're at home and you see your couch, you see your bed. Like fuck, I could just go lay down.
Yeah.
Because I know when we were working from home, that was
Hard.
even harder because you
Yeah.
had nowhere to go to. You just had to walk
Well, you
down.
just get up,
You
put
just
your
get up.
pajamas on, and all right, come on.
Well, I hope you're
no,
already in your
yeah,
pajamas.
right.
Unless you're sleeping.
You know what I mean.
Oh, he
You know what I
sleeps
mean.
naked,
No,
guys.
no,
You heard it
no.
here.
Nasty.
If you sleep in your chonies or something, you know
No,
what I mean?
yeah. No, I
Come
get
on.
it. I get it.
In the summertime especially.
Yeah. No. You gotta explain
You don't gotta
yourself.
explain. It's okay.
No,
Whatever.
because when we started the shop here, I remember like, damn, now I gotta get up and then get ready. I guess
Look
I can't show up in my pajamas, but I wear leggings, same shit. But still, and then I moved.
Shit, not today though.
Yeah, thanks. I'm wearing pants today. And then I moved out of my parents' house 20 minutes, and I'm like, damn, that's 20 minutes. That's why I'm late all the time.
Literally.
Like, then I have to drive.
Every day.
It's.
That's why she's late.
They're like, what are you gonna do if you had to go back to work? I don't know.
Fired within a
Fired.
week.
Probably.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The option to doing all of this is you can just go work 40 hours for somebody else.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, you take your lunch in 3 hours.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm hungry.
I'm hungry right now.
Right, I'm hungry right now, mister.
That's too bad.
I haven't
Should
ate
ate
breakfast.
No, and I think about that now. It's just like I feel like if I tried to go back to a traditional job, I would just be like, oh no.
Right.
Yeah.
The first time somebody gives you direction, you're gonna be like, "What?"
Trying to
What'd
tell
you
me what to do? That is crazy.
It's tough.
So other than your pins, where did you said you started with your punker jackets and your little coin purses. So after you developed the little enamel pins, I know those were really popular for you because that's what caught my attention to you too. And your stickers. What was your, other than the pin, what was your first product that like started selling and got you like on the map? I would say.
I think the pins were the first one, and then after that, what did we do? Maybe like the cushions that I was like hand making, the ghost face cushions. I think a lot of my handmade items, because I try to be really unique with them. I don't know if you guys ever saw all the cushions, but I used to do like different fabrics, like plaid fabric with the ghost face. And,
Yeah,
like,
I seen them.
just to try to make a little bit different. So I think that's really what started getting a lot of attention.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to keep up with it. It's really hard for me to hand make things anymore, just because we would sell out of stuff so quickly, and I know
the demand is so high now.
They get frustrated
Yeah.
because
Oh,
it sells out so quickly. So now most of my stuff is I'm sending it out to be manufactured, especially like doing pop-ups. Like you need to have inventory for that. But now it's like the little horn beanies are really popular. I started doing cushions again, but like now sending them out to be made. But yeah, I think now trying to incorporate a lot of my original characters is really what's starting to set some of my products apart.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the route that I'm trying to take now.
And I think it's so awesome you do all your own artwork too. All your own illustrations or your stickers.
Yeah.
And which is like super cool, which does set you apart because a lot of people don't have that knack, you know, like for it. I can't
Artistic
ability. Like I don't have that knack. I can't go and draw up my own stickers. I could try.
Yeah.
But
We do, but they look
they do
funny.
not look great. Like I seen your when you used to post your time lapses of your drawings. Like that's crazy. Like I have the iPad set up. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I sit there and I look at them and I'm just like, how do they do
Because
that?
I actually have a few of you sell prints too of your artwork. Because I have a few in my kitchen, and I just think like that's crazy how you do all your own artwork. You send now you're doing it manufactured. That's how you know you made it. Like I gotta get this in now because I can't make enough.
I was gonna say, I mean, it's a good problem to have, right? When you cannot
make enough.
make
Keep up
enough,
with the
right? You
demand,
can
yeah.
stay up all night, and you get to a show, you're like, you're happy, but you're like, shit,
Damn.
Yeah.
I should have made more. I
Yeah.
should have brought more, right? But there's only so many hours in a day, and your hands are eventually just gonna give out on you.
And
you
I
know?
did at one point I was making cushions for Season Screamings, I think it was.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I need to make a bunch of these. And the day of the event, my hands were in so much pain, and I couldn't use them for like a week or 2 weeks after.
Oh,
like
wow.
I couldn't grip things. I don't know if it's like a carpal tunnel or like what happened, but like it messed my hands up, and I was just like, okay, like I can't really push myself like that anymore, even if I want to, because it's gonna prevent me from like long term making.
Oh,
right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Well,
Definitely.
it's like what's that saying? Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
So I mean, outsourcing them is not a bad idea, right? I mean,
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah.
You can order, like you said, you can order 100, 200, 300, whatever. You know,
Yeah.
so you can be ready for those shows in the future. Because nowadays it seems like for us, for example, and I'm sure you even, we're back to back to back every month, every weekend.
Right now, yeah.
You know, so it's like for some people, it's like shit. How do you prepare for that, right? It's like I gotta have it already ordered up or made or however it is. People do their product.
Yeah.
You know, so
And you guys are screen printing your
Yeah.
shirts.
Mhm.
So I heat press like
Okay.
Okay.
the shirts and like my sweaters and tote bags. But that's really like the only thing I'm hand making anymore. And like once in a while when I do the embroidered stuff, but
you do your own embroidery, correct?
yeah, for like sweaters and beanies and stuff. But the keychains I also had to outsource because they were also selling
Too
fast.
fast.
She's like, I don't want to tell my shit
It's
sells
just
out.
too successful.
My shit's good.
But no, like, I myself have like 4 different color schemes in your beanies. Like now you see everyone wearing that, which is dope.
Yeah.
And another thing that sells a lot for you is your socks.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
That
I forgot about the
yeah,
socks.
your socks. Everyone has those.
Oh, it's funny. There's a story. I think it was you were there, Jessica, or maybe Katie. But they came over to us.
I was
Arch-
literally gonna tell that story.
Oh, go
You
ahead,
just
tell
stole it
that.
from
Go ahead,
me.
tell it. Tell it.
Okay, you were selling your beanies, and they really wanted the black one. And Katie was wearing the black beanie, and she was just like, "Does she have them still?" And I was like, "I bought that a long time
Yeah.
ago. Like, she's been sold out. Like, you're just gonna have to watch her stories."
Emma has a black
like,
beanie.
My question is, why are you asking us?
Yeah,
No,
they
the
were
booth is
asking
right
us,
there.
and I was just like, "You can." She's right there. Like
people.
I
would-
think she only has the blue one. I
yeah,
don't know.
right
She's
now,
not gonna
'cause you're-
bite you.
You know how you say it comes in like your season colors. Right now, you have the blue one,
Yeah.
which I bought. You know,
Yes.
That's a nice blue
it's
though.
Yeah,
a really
it's
nice.
really
I have the
nice
red,
blue.
blue, and black. I missed the boat on the purple, but it's okay.
Oh, you did. Yeah, you did.
And I've had people like, oh, "Can I buy that one?" Like off
Yeah.
my head.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "No."
I'd be like, yup, give me
I'm like,
$100.
Imagine I'm reselling 40.
Yeah. You start a whole separate business just reselling the beanies.
Can you imagine? Like
No, but-
a Wicked Boutique selling my shit.
They ask my boyfriend all the time because he always wears his split one
Yeah.
when we're vending. And a lot of people are like, well, can I buy the one you're... And
Yeah.
he's just like, you don't want this one.
Yeah, like, dude, it's been through some
He's like,
shit.
dude, I take this one to shows and I don't take it off when we're setting up.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know how hard is this to set up.
No, everyone wants that one. I want it.
Yeah.
It's like, is that one coming back?
Yeah, so
Okay.
they should be here hopefully next week, but I'm getting like a bunch of colors
Nice.
restocked.
Yay. Okay.
I'm bringing back colors. I know people like the lavender and like all the really popular ones. Like I'm trying to bring back because I know that it sucks missing out on them and just like they're gone forever.
yeah. Yeah, but that also keep people like on their toes. Like they keep coming into your Instagram
Yeah.
and keeping them, keep it fresh, I'm not wearing one today. I should have.
Is having them like specific colors, is that like on purpose something you do? Like, I'm only gonna carry black. I'm only gonna carry. Is that something on purpose that you do?
So the black, the red, and then the black and red half, I want to keep year round because they're the most, I feel like, popular colors that people want all the time. But then the seasonal ones, I try to go off of like what's going on. So like around October, I did the orange, like
okay.
Halloween color ones.
Oh, yeah.
In the spring, we did like the pastels. So I do want to keep it rotating, just
Right.
so if you already have one. I'm the kind of person that's like like to match things. I don't know if you guys know Zuli too from Aliens
Yeah.
or Us, and she always color coordinates,
Yeah.
and I love people like that. So I'm just like, this funky colors for those people.
Yeah.
Like I want to see what they do with it.
It's
Right.
like, yeah, it's funny because I'm really not that type of person. Like this is bright for me.
Yeah.
And when I bought the blue, I'm like, dang, I'm gonna have to wear all black to match this beanie to me.
Yeah.
Like I suck at colors. You
Yeah,
know, like to me,
yeah.
I have to wear all
This
black
is
to
the
wear
most color
this.
you've ever worn.
You know,
Yeah.
thanks. My socks are white. But it's hard for me to match colors. Going into the community, I was like, okay, all black, all black, all black. So now, when I want to bring color back in, I'm like, I don't even know how to match that. It's just all black
Yeah.
in a color, all black in this color. So
Well, not even that. People notice when you wear like colors.
a color,
Like even like Naya will be like, "Oh my God, you're not wearing black."
yeah.
I think it's just
bad.
like a running joke now. Sorry, Ash.
Yeah, it's okay. I try. It's okay.
It is. What it is.
So, huh?
It is what it is.
So why the hell? Have you ever been a big fan of Halloween, or is that just because you said it did fall into your lap? But have you always been a fan of it?
Always, yeah. I think like it being my business was an accident, but I've always been into it. And I remember like one of my earliest influences, and I think for a lot of us, was like Tim Burton, and like
Yeah.
that was kind of like the gateway into everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I've always been into it. I don't know if like being Mexican plays a part in it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's like it's all the like spooky like La
Yeah.
Llorona and
Yeah.
those things. So I think it's always been like it's been there, and it's always been really fascinating to me. Both like fictional and like non-fictional, like ghosts and like all
Yeah.
this stuff. I'm just like I like to believe in it.
Yeah.
I like
Why
having a
not,
good
right?
time.
She said, I like having a good time.
Have you ever played the Ouija board growing up?
No, I'm scared of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. See,
She
yeah.
just said she's
She's
Mexican.
Well,
Hispanic,
you know,
dude.
maybe we're gonna find someone
No,
who has.
you will not. You won't. If you're Hispanic, they will not have played
If
it.
you're Hispanic out there and you've played the Ouija board, let us know.
Put it in the
Yeah.
comments.
For real, there's no way. There's
We'll
no
find
way.
someone.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
maybe we'll
that
do it.
scares me.
Yeah.
Negative.
Maybe it'll be us to do it.
It's by
Nope.
yourself.
I'm even scared to watch it like through it. I'm like, what if they come through the screen?
They're gonna get me.
Yeah.
No, I know. What's that movie that what is it called? I think it's called Ouija. The Ouija.
Ouija?
Ouija.
Ouija, yeah.
And that movie too, I was like, dang. It's probably cheesy. The first one kind of sucked.
Really?
You liked it?
I thought it was good.
I was like, dang, got her ass. Got her ass. You know why? Because
She was playing around.
she was playing around.
You want to be funny?
And there wasn't a Hispanic to tell her not to do it.
Exactly.
There's
You know, growing up, I mean, growing up Hispanic, yes, we are 50%
White.
white.
Caucasian.
But, you know, we grew up in a
Caucasian.
very Hispanic household, though.
yeah.
And, you know, my grandma would tell, you know, like, you don't touch that. You don't,
Yeah.
you know.
Don't
And I'm
look
sure it
at
was the
it.
same for you. You know,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, we grew up Catholic, too. So, on top of all that, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just like, yeah, you don't touch it, you don't play with it, you do this, you know, this, and that. You're like, oh shit. Then they scare the shit out of you for so long, and then you get there, and you're like, no, I'm not touching that.
My sister and I used to find garlic cloves under our bed sometimes,
Uh-huh.
and we were like, what the hell is this garlic clove doing here? And my grandma would be like, don't touch it. I saw a witch in your room last
Oh,
night, so
hell
don't touch
no.
it. And I'm just like, what? And she's like, she was watching you sleep, so just leave the garlic there. And I'm just like, okay.
You're like, I thought that's for vampires. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know how it is though with the
Yeah.
little spices that they use and all that. If you
Yeah.
have, I mean, if you have ojo and all that stuff, you know, and you rub
The
an egg.
egg. My grandma does the egg all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It works.
You know, I wasn't a believer in that ever,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then I had kids, and then you know, again, it's just been I've taken them to the doctor for things, and I'm just like, well, they're like, oh, I don't know, you know what I mean? It could just be something. I'm like, no, bullshit. And I have a tia. Everybody has a tia.
Yeah.
You know, that does it, and sure enough, man, they'll do the whole little whatever they do, and boom, they were good. I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
You know,
And you have to
trips-
leave it in the water under the bed for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, well, depends who you
well.
go to. You know what I mean?
Depends who's your practitioner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Practice safely, guys. Yeah, you know our tia. She was at the Market of the Monsters out here.
She was with your dad? I think I saw
Yeah,
her.
she's set up right here.
Abuelita
Yeah,
Herbal.
Abuelita
yeah.
Herbals, yeah. That's our tia.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So we do have some of her products in store,
Mm-hmm.
and so we do get people in here all the time asking questions like, if I like this and rub this and do this, I'm like,
DM her.
I know a good amount of stuff, but I don't know everything, you
Yeah.
know? And sometimes people come in here with the wildest questions, and I'm like, she's open to conversation. Go ahead and
Yeah.
DM her.
And
She'll
she is.
answer.
She
She is. She
is.
really is. So sometimes she'll text me or she'll tell me, she's like, did this person come in today? She texted me like a whole message about someone, you know, I'm like, yeah. I told her you're open to texting, so my bad.
Yeah.
But she is open to like
Conversations,
answering
yeah.
questions, which is super cool.
Well, and it's because it comes down to the smallest things. Because from what I've heard, it's like to the difference where like you use this hand or this hand, like it'll make a
Yeah.
difference, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm just like I wouldn't give advice because I don't want to give wrong advice.
Exactly. Next thing you know, something went wrong and they're coming back for me.
Or
no.
you're floating in your room.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Like
shit.
you drop salt, you take it and throw it over your shoulder, kind of thing. But don't do it on this shoulder because it's something like
Bad luck.
yeah.
And it's funny because my tia Lydia and then her two daughters, they all have a matching tattoo of like a salt on their shoulder to like like that little.
That's actually
Thing.
from
Is
a
it
movie.
your left shoulder?
I think so. But I
Shit.
think it's on this side.
Well, no wonder.
That's from that movie with
Practical Magic?
Practical Magic. Yeah.
Never seen it.
Really? I actually just seen it like a year ago.
You can watch it, but you don't watch movies. Either.
Wow. So
Been
what's
busy.
your favorite item to sell?
I think right now it's the beanies because I like watching people walking around with them. I like it when people buy them for their kids because they're
Aw.
like big on them and
Yeah.
the kids are like this.
So
and
tiny.
I love how they look in them. And then this girl just tagged me recently. They put it on their dog.
Aw.
That's so cute.
And I was like, that's what I want to see. Keep sending the dog
You're
pictures.
right. You're like, maybe I'm gonna do a whole line of dog beans.
Yeah, yeah.
I can see that.
But I also get really excited when people like the original artwork, like the little skeleton.
Yeah.
Like when they get excited for that, I'm just like, okay.
You're like, that's me.
Because I get it with the movies. Like you get excited if you like a movie or something. So when it's just like something I made up and they like it, I'm just like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long have you been drawing your own?
I've been drawing all my life. I ended up going to college for graphic design. Because growing up, like all of my teachers were like, oh well, if you want to do art for a career, you have to do graphic design, or like you're never gonna make a living. And so like it really got in my head. So I was like, okay, I have to do graphic design. And that's what I started going to college for. And then I was taking the graphic design classes, but I was also taking like the studio art classes. And I ended up realizing like, oh, I really like the studio art classes more, and just like drawing and like sculpting, and like I was just like, I think I like that more. But it's still in the back of my mind. I was like, okay, I have to do graphic design, and then maybe that's just for fun. And then, like I said, I ended up doing my shop full time by accident. So it just worked out that like I get to draw for a living. For a little bit too, I was thinking like I wanted to go into like animation, or like something like with the movies, and still do illustrations. But I was just like, oh, I don't know about art school because it's so expensive.
Yeah.
So I kind of like went up to a certain point, and I was like, okay, that's it. That's it for me.
Did you finish school or no?
I didn't end up transferring. So I was wanting to transfer into an art school. And when I was in the process of all that, it was like the pandemic, and like, so I was just like, I don't know that that's my priority to like take out a loan and like, and then try to figure it out. And then I have friends that went to art school and graduated and now are trying to start small shops. And I'm just like, well, I feel like I kind of skipped the step, and I don't have to pay any loans.
Right.
So like, maybe I'm okay then.
You're like, okay, that was smart of me. I guess.
Yeah.
To make yourself feel better, like, you know what, that was a good
That was
call
a good
on my
idea.
end.
Yeah.
It really is, though, because sometimes people think, like, well, we talk about it all the time. Half of us went to college, half of us didn't, and that's fine.
Half of us didn't. That's what she just did.
It's fine, because, like, now, who has loans out the ass? Me and Jess.
Yeah.
And who doesn't? And
I do too.
that's because you
I went to
didn't
college too. I just not done.
didn't finish. Okay, but still. But, like, we're all at the same level of life right now, you know, like you don't need it to do what you want to do,
Right?
You know, you don't need that piece of paper to follow your dream, you know.
Yeah, because you know where it is, hanging up at my mom.
Mine is in a safe.
Yeah.
I didn't even get a frame for it because they're supposed to buy me it, but still, you know,
And the frames are expensive.
They are,
and they're so cheap.
and since
like,
I
cheaply
graduated
made.
during the pandemic, for some reason there's a shortage on tassels, so mine didn't even come with the tassel. I was like, what?
You have to buy the tassel.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But more of the story is like
You don't need it.
It's definitely not necessary.
It's not
for sure.
if it's not for you, it's not for you.
Yeah.
And if it's for you, then great. Go pursue it. You know.
Yeah.
They're gonna put us on Wiki Boutique saying that don't go to college. Is great.
No.
Because, like, I almost have my master's, but, like, I'm still working here. Like, I just did it just to do it, or what?
Yeah.
You were bored.
Pretty much. Like,
Pretty much.
Well, I think we grew up with the idea too that like if you didn't go, like you wouldn't be able to
Do anything.
have a successful job. And I think like that's all really changed, and I think the pandemic kind of pushed it. But it's been really nice seeing so many small business owners like go full time.
Yeah.
So I think like a lot of that education system, I don't know, is changing, and I notice it too with like teenagers now. Their priorities are way different than I think ours were when we were teenagers.
Yeah.
And I think like hopefully it's a good change.
yeah. Well, for our parents, they didn't really push college on us. They were just like, you know, because, you know, my brothers aren't that smart. Like, my dad would hide his report card, be like, okay, this is what you need to do, or I'm going to show your mom.
I was smart.
No, you were
Your
dumb.
other brother,
you
that
just
guy.
didn't want to go to school.
Right.
Did dad used to like pep talk you like, hey, I'm not gonna show your mom just if you don't get it up?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
but he lied because he showed her anyways.
Dang, that's
Half
crazy.
the time she was like, I already knew. How?
Yeah.
So what are your future goals for your company?
I'm not sure. I'm kind of taking it as it goes.
Yeah.
I've thought about like opening a storefront at some point, and kind of like you guys do, like my stuff, and then also bringing in other small shops.
Yeah.
I've also talked with my sister about opening like a coffee shop, or like a coffee shop storefront hybrid, Because we both worked coffee for a while. She's still in coffee and she really likes it.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, that could be a nice little in between where we meet.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. I think for now, I'll just take it as
Taking it day at a time.
Yeah.
Just doing pop-ups.
I can see that.
I think
You're
people.
like Rattlehead Coffee Co.
Yeah.
Damn, you already gave her the name, dude.
License the name.
Take it. Take
Better
it.
hurry up. Somebody gets it.
It's like going off that. People don't understand. You're like, oh, well, you do pop-ups. Like, dude, you don't understand what it goes into, like, doing a pop-up. Like, I've seen you and your boyfriend set up.
Yeah.
You guys bust ass setting
Yeah.
up because it's like, you don't bring just like, oh, here's my easy up here. No, she brings,
An
the
elaborate
whole rack
setup.
and all these things. You're like, that takes, you got to set it up. You got to
Yeah.
break it down. You got to move. You got to it's a lot of work
Yeah.
when it comes to doing a pop-up. Pop-ups, I'll tell you right now, it's harder than running a store.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so much harder
Yes.
by a million times. So,
You know what's always a blessing is when it's like a 3-day event and you
Right.
set up one day and you
Yes.
break down on the last day because you
Yeah.
get a little break in between.
Right.
Yeah.
But the same day, like setup and breakdown is
The
sucks.
worst.
Yeah. You're like, damn, I just put this up.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a bitch.
Yeah.
You're
It
always
is.
tired. You're tired at the end of it. Like I think a lot of people also don't realize how tiring. Like I don't
Right.
even know why it is so tiring. But like I'll get home like defeated.
I
Like
always-
I just ran a marathon.
Like you
Yeah.
got ran over by a
I
car.
always say it's because you have to stay peachy for the whole time, right?
Well,
and that's probably it.
You don't want one of your customers coming excited to buy your beanie or your socks, and
like,
you're like,
$5.
it's $20. I always said like,
that's it,
damn, well,
but-
I'd be like, well, I don't want to buy off her.
Yeah.
No
Well,
shit.
well, think about it. Like, okay, load in is 8:30.
Right.
We have to leave the house by
which is
7.
hours before showtime.
Right. So we leave the house by 7. It's our drive. We leave by 7. Set up at 8:30. By the time we're
Are you
done
talking
setting
about
up.
Orville right now?
No,
or
no,
what?
no. We're this is a day in the life of
Anywhere.
a small vendor, you know? So we're okay, we're going to travel there, an hour drive, set up. We're done setting up by 11. Show starts at 12. 12 to 7, you're vending. 7 to 8:30, you're breaking down. 8:30 to 10, you drive home because everything's about an hour.
And then you get home, you're like,
And you get home. Well, that's what a long ass day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so long. So by the time you get home, you're defeated. Like you got ran over by a truck.
right.
And that's why, it's and then you're smiling all day, like
Exactly.
promoting
You're trying to
all
stay,
day, like
you're
to
trying to
be
stay
nice.
peachy all day. Like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah,
How you doing?
your feet
check
hurt.
me out. Love me.
yeah.
And
Pick
then-
me, pick me, pick me.
And I've started bringing Crocs to pop-ups now because I used to do my docs, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay, we got to wear a nice outfit because
Right.
like the customers are coming, and now I'm
Be
just like, I'm gonna wear
presentable.
the compression socks and my Crocs, like be comfortable.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I recently started wearing Crocs. I bought my first pair of Crocs when we did our show up in Florida. And sometimes I contemplate it. I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, nah.
That's me too. I'm like, I can't
Well,
do
that's
it.
2 reasons you bought your first pair of Crocs. You're rolling around the airport with some flip flops that looked beat up.
They were so ugly. I was secondhand embarrassed.
I was like, no, those gotta
ugly.
So you made me buy $70 Crocs.
Yes.
Yes,
We
you're
travel
welcome.
a
You're
lot.
welcome.
It's worth it.
And you could get the little gibbets for them.
I did. I actually check it out. So I bought my Crocs at the Croc store. Spent
Yep.
$70 on them, and I even bought one of the Croc charms, and I paid like $8 for a
Yeah.
Croc charm. I was like, oh, this is what the life's about. Okay.
Yeah, but it was a Goonies.
But yeah,
Croc
you got a
charm.
Goonies.
It is a Goonies
one.
Croc charm, yeah. But I was just like, damn, like this is expensive. So those are the only Crocs I own.
Yeah.
I get a little hack because I have small feet, so I can get away
Oh.
with
yeah.
children's
Kids.
size.
Yeah.
Lucky.
I can
and,
too.
And sometimes like at Marshalls and Ross and stuff,
Mhm.
like they're already reduced, and the kids ones are like $15.
Yeah.
I'm like, hell yeah.
That's I was just gonna say. I was
Like,
about to
come
be like,
up.
I'm gonna hit a Ross,
Yeah.
Marshalls, you know,
Yeah.
see what they got.
Yeah,
'cause
but they either have the really tiny sizes, like
Or
the
the
kid
huge-
sizes,
or,
or
like,
the
giant.
huge
Yeah.
freaking size,
Size
13,
15s.
Yeah.
14, 15. Like,
You
what?
look
I'll
good.
buy those too. It's all
Yeah.
good.
You'll find
For
your
comfort,
size
right?
in the size 15 slot.
What?
Yeah.
It's unorganized, so
Yeah.
you'll find your size in the size 15s.
Yep.
That's not true because I looked through it. I'm like, yeah, my
Is there-
size is too common.
Is there like in your head like an annual year for you? Do you try to do like, okay, this year I'm gonna do so many shows, or I'm gonna do this many? Do you have like that in your head already preset,
Yeah.
or
I try to do at least once a month.
okay?
Sometimes I'll do a few more. Like this month, we're doing 3, one every weekend except for this weekend. But yeah, I try to do it once a month if there are pop-ups to do, and I try to also like make sure that we're hitting different areas
Right.
so that the customers
Right.
also are a little bit spaced out. this year is the first year we're traveling out of state. We're gonna be in Las Vegas.
Okay.
In September for Oddities and Curiosities Expo.
Nice.
So we'll see how that goes. I was like, worst case scenario, we go to Vegas.
Yeah.
We gamble.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll be surprised though. I think you'll be surprised with the amount of love people give in other states because there's states out there that, like here in California, here in Southern California, that you could, from here to where you live, there's so many events in between.
Yeah.
So we're spoiled. And you go to places like Las Vegas where it is the entertainment city of everything, but they might not have those events. So the people, they're like, oh shit, I gotta go and check it out and pick this up. Yeah. And that's kind of why we started traveling a long time ago, but with our company, it was like, we get a lot of love in these areas. We've been to, so far we've been to what? Arizona,
Utah,
and Florida. And Florida's the furthest one, 6 hours away on a plane.
Kentucky.
But it's a lot of love out there. A lot of love out there, so.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I think it's worth it.
Yeah. Well, I remember at the event we did that you guys hosted, we were talking to some customers that said they drove over from like Arizona and stuff because they were like, oh, it's like only 2 hours or something for us, and I'm just like, okay.
Right.
But it's nice. It's nice. But you're right. Like I think we're really spoiled here with what we get. So yeah, when we travel to other places,
they're gonna eat it up. They're gonna eat it up, and it's cool. Crazy. Like you said. For us, it's like we want to get our product out further, right? Like, hey, everybody here, sport our stuff or whatever. So it's cool. It's cool to be able to get your stuff out there further and expand and grow your fan base.
Yeah,
definitely.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were gonna carry on from that.
Yeah, I think you guys forgot about your T-shirts.
No, we didn't.
Okay. I have a few more questions. Dang, you're rushing me over here. What do you like to do for fun to unwind?
I play Candy Crush.
Do you?
I downloaded it as a joke a few months ago because I used to play it in high school and then I just forgot about it and then I was like, I wonder where Candy Crush is now, and now I'm just like addicted to it.
She's like, I'm the master.
But I'll do that. I'll watch TV, watch movies. I'm watching Modern Family right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm somewhat watching The Last of Us.
Okay.
So watching TV, going to the movies. There's something else, but I can't remember. I like going to museums. I like going to like diners and coffee shops.
Well, I was gonna say the area you live in, there's a lot of entertainment there, right?
Yeah.
So you have access to literally whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
You're in the heart of it all.
Yeah.
So.
And I like going out at night. I like going to like bars and I like going dancing. It's a once in a while for me, but I really like it.
Yeah.
And I like going to those places with my sketchbook and like finding like funky people and
drawing
them out.
Yeah.
They're like, "What are you doing, ma'am?"
No, I'm just like secretly like from the corner. Yeah.
It's funny. Security rolls up. What are you doing? Drawing.
I'm drawing you actually.
So don't move.
Yeah,
that's funny.
I've actually we just went to Disney on Sunday and actually seen someone with their iPad sitting there and drawing, and I'm just like.
And now because I used to have a pass for Disney, and now I'm just like, I should have been bringing my sketchbook to Disney this whole time.
A lot of people do now. Like, I see a lot of people with either their iPad or a sketchbook. And I'm just like, what do you guys, I want to see what you're drawing.
Yeah.
Like, let me see your portfolio.
Can I see what you're doing?
But I mean, you spending all that money to go draw at Disney?
Well, sometimes they get inspired.
Homie.
Well, if you have a pass.
Take a picture and take it with you and draw it at home.
See, draw it in line for Space Mountain.
There you go.
I'll draw the wait time.
Yeah.
2 hours.
I haven't been on that ride in like 2 years.
Yeah, because the line's 2 hours.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's
ridiculous, dude.
And the Fast Pass is different now, right?
Yeah, you have to pay for it.
Oh no.
The Genie Pass.
Everything about Disney's ridiculous now, to be honest with you. It's so money hungry. It's like, I don't know. It's not the same. Honestly, I used to have a good time before the pandemic. Show up. We'd all have the really good pass, and it would be like 4:00. No, let's head out to Disney.
Yeah.
Cool. Go for a few hours. Now it's like, hell no, you better make a day. You got to make a reservation. You got to pay for your parking. You got to do this. You got to do that. You're like.
I think like I wouldn't mind paying for stuff if it was like stuff you had to pay for, but knowing that the Fast Pass used to be free, and them trying to charge you for it, it's just like, oh no.
You're right.
Yeah.
Right. Because they need more money.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're,
They're obviously
they're struggling.
Yeah, they're struggling.
Multi-billion-dollar industry. They need more money.
I think too the thing that I find interesting, like we went a month ago, and like I love the Dole Whips. It was awesome, and now that the Tiki Bar stand, they only do mobile order.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And then we went to another like vendor, and they only do cash. So you're like, okay, what's going? Am I supposed to bring cash? Am I supposed to mobile order?
Yeah.
Wasn't there just a theme park that announced that they're only doing? Was it
SeaWorld? Yeah, no, they're going cashless.
Well, they need to start taking whatever they can. Right? That place is such a shithole. It's ridiculous, dude. We used to have. Well, we originally got passes because when we went to Florida, it actually the pass here was good for admission in Florida too. We're like, damn. Well, let's get that. It's cheaper. So we had it, and then we went recently. I wouldn't even say that recently, but we went. It was just such a shitty. As much shit as I talk about Disney, they're just on a whole nother level. And then you go to SeaWorld, and you're like, God damn, this is disgusting, dude. Like, they're trying to do like Disney things with their food festivals and stuff.
They have a horror one as well, right?
They do. The one
Hollow Screams.
Hollow Screams, right? But the where it originated in Florida, I heard that one's crazy. Like it's packed, it's big. They've been doing it for years.
You can't
though.
say we went to SeaWorld, bro. You're gonna get us canceled.
My bad.
I know.
I didn't watch any of the shows.
Censor it out. Censor it out.
SeaWorld,
They're gonna have to guess.
Never heard of that.
Cut that. I'm just kidding.
I think that the point of Disney is their standard is very high. When
Yeah,
their employees,
you paying for it.
You go to like even I would say Six Flags, you go to Knott's, or you go to SeaWorld. Just like there's no training for the employees, their uniforms look terrible.
Well, here, I'll give you a good example for Knott's. It got so bad at Knott's that they're releasing statements about curfews, about babysitting, about, hey, from now on you have to show ID to get in. That's bad.
Yeah.
Well, because kids kept fighting there.
Yeah, and I'm like, I ain't taking my kids there because I'll beat a little teenage. I can't even say that. But,
Yeah,
you know what I
sure.
mean? Like, I'm just saying, like, no, that's ridiculous, dude.
What'd you say to me?
Like,
Go get your mama.
mama's not
Parents.
here.
The fact that people are dropping off these kids and they're fighting and stuff. Oh no.
Yeah, it's wild.
When
And
they said that anyone under 18 needs to have a chaperone, or
chaperone.
something, I was like, damn, maybe I should go now because there's
Right.
going to be no kids.
Yeah.
And I
there
heard it was
wasn't.
amazing. I
Yeah.
heard it was amazing, but they took it down already. They took
Really?
it down.
They
Yep.
probably were just too empty.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
They're
You know?
probably like,
But
oh,
here's
crap.
my thing though, is like these kids ain't spending money there.
That's
No.
true.
They're troublemaking
Well,
there.
there's soda. They'll probably get the energy drink.
soda.
That's $3 per kid. What?
Nah,
That's
man.
free.
I don't know. That's just again the standard. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. So
It's
where
a
can
trip.
people find your products and your social media?
So on Instagram, we're at Rattlehead Crafts. I'm also on Twitter, but like somewhat active on there at Rattlehead Craft without the S.
Okay.
And then my website is rattleheadcrafts.com.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a little story too. When we first started Wicked, I had like a whole mission to start buying from
Shops.
different small shops.
Oh, yeah, I
so
remember
you're
that.
actually one of the first small shops on our tab that I bought stickers from.
Yep, I remember
And
that.
it's still on our Wicked Boutique on our page, on our highlights of small shops. I think you're like one of the first tabs there that I bought stickers from.
Yep.
And I remember like your packaging because I was like like trying to see what people's packaging looked like
Yeah.
and business cards. And your packaging was like big old business card, and you had like the Beetlejuice style extermination packaging. And I was
Yeah.
like, dang, this is legit. And I think I bought like 6 stickers from you. And
She's like, I spent $21.99.
I was like $30 to be exact. I'd put a coupon code in. No, I'm just kidding. And we tagged you, and I think you were like reposted it, and I was like, oh my god, that's when we had like probably 200 followers. So I was like, oh, she reposted it, guys. She reposted it. I think she's gonna follow us, and I think like you're probably one of the first vendors I bought something from online. And that's just like my little story I wanted to tell because I thought that was super cool because it's like a full circle now,
God,
you
I
know.
remember that.
And it's the background is literally our pool table. Like it's no background on the picture, and that's just super full circle now because now we have you on the podcast and we're talking to you and interviewing you. So that's just
You feel like you made it?
I mean, somewhat, kinda.
You're good enough to talk to her now?
And we're friends now. Yeah.
No, and I feel the opposite way. When you were like, do you want to come on the podcast? I was like, me?
Really?
It's such a trip, though, you know what I mean, that people react that way. Because it's very humbling, don't get me wrong, you know, because when we first started Wicked, it's like Ashley told you before the podcast started. It wasn't nothing. It was nothing. It was nothing, dude. And we've seen all these companies, you know, and it's just like, man, like, what does it take to be that company? Mm-hmm. You know, what does it take to
get there?
To get to that level of people want to work with you, you know what I mean? And and it was a grind. Don't get me wrong. You know, it was tough. But like again, she gave you an example of your stuff. You know, I remember them going over that and thinking, you know, oh, she's gonna repost it, and you did, and all that. Mm-hmm. And how hard it was to get to that level, you know what I mean? So when people act or react that way, it's like so humbling. It's like, man, it's awesome, you know, because and trust me, we're nowhere near to that level of where you want to be. You know what I mean? It's like you always want more. You always want more. So it's such a cool interaction, I guess. You know?
Definitely.
So
yeah,
it's fun. It's fun. It's been a fun ride.
Oh yeah.
It's been a tough ride.
Yeah.
Tough ride, I think, for anyone, right? I mean, like you're an overnight success to everybody, except nobody knows you've been here since 2013.
And that's, I hope, like, if anyone wants to start a shop or they're starting one, like, that's what they take away from it. I think, like, sometimes people see other people's success and they're like, oh, like, I want to get there, but I'm not getting there. But they don't realize, like, how much is behind it.
Yeah.
How long it took you to get somewhere.
Again, because Wicked's only been around for, I think, 2 years, 3 years.
3 this year.
Again, it's
3
still,
coming up next week is our anniversary.
It's not something that it comes. You've been grinding and grinding and grinding to get to where now it's like you can sell your original artwork. You can outsource your stuff because people want your stuff. But again, it started years ago.
In high school.
Yeah.
Years ago.
I feel like the original stuff has been kind of also taking a long time, and I've pushed that little skeleton now. I'm like, you guys don't want to see it? I'm going to show you the skeleton until people love it, you know? And I think it got to the point where, like, you see it enough that you're familiar with it, where you're like, oh, I know that little skeleton, you know? But yeah, and the same with our logo and everything. I'm just like going to put it on everything until people are like, that's Rattlehead Crafts.
Yep.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely. I think it worked too.
Branding.
Yeah,
Thank
your
you.
branding
Branding
definitely is there.
100%.
Yeah.
It's so funny though because I don't know if it's bad, but I see the beanies and I think of you immediately.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if that's something that's a staple for you or not, but that's what I see. You know what I mean? Because everybody has those beanies.
Yeah.
You go to any event, everybody's wearing those beanies. I think you've sold to every vendor.
Yeah.
And I love showing up and seeing all the little horns everywhere.
Everybody's walking around with the horn sticking up.
And I like seeing people having the different variants because I'm just like, that was a spring variant. Like, that was the winter variant.
Right.
Yeah. Like the OG.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
or they're wearing your socks.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to roll up their pants so they can see the socks.
And they do. They'll come to my booth and they're like, I'm wearing your socks today. And I'm just like, nice.
Yeah.
They're comfortable socks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, check it out.
Yeah, for real. Like, for real. Mm-hmm. I've seen people roll up their pants
That's
so they can show the socks.
That's the style. Why are you hating?
That's the new style. They put the socks over their leggings.
Yeah.
All right.
Ashley was
That's
like
an old
that.
style, actually.
Who else was like that? Lizette was wearing that on Sunday. Who else was like that? Amata Jose was making fun of you guys, but behind your back.
It's okay. I don't expect old people to understand me.
She's like,
Because
they'll
the
never
old
get
people,
it.
which is like my dad, we consider Anthony old.
Dude, you're
'cause he's
right
hanging
there,
out.
dude. Come on.
Okay, but you hang out with like literally the old people.
That's because they're drinking.
Okay, we can drink too.
No.
All right, whatever.
Y'all cannot.
But they're like, why are the girls wearing the socks over their leggings? And I was
Sounds
it's
like a
called
bunch of
style.
haters to me.
Yeah, they're haters.
That's what we do.
They're all wearing like baggy pants. Like that goes over their shoes.
How does it feel like knowing? Because I think you had your plushies here or the pillows,
pillows,
you know,
yeah.
with your artwork on it. How does it feel like knowing, like, damn, this is such an item that's in? Because I think even here you sold them out, right?
Yeah.
People want it. How does that make you feel? Like knowing, like, damn, I created that.
Yeah.
That's not like something I pulled off a movie.
Yeah.
Does that make you feel a certain way? Like, man, they want that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's crazy because I have one on my bed and I was staring at it last night and I was like, people really just want that, huh?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's crazy. I think I've started falling into these really like niche communities and like the clown community is one of them. Ever since I did the socks with the clowns and like the cushions, I've started getting all these followers and their pictures like them in clown makeup. And I'm just like, I found my people like
There you go.
I found my community.
It's got to be just a
See,
trip,
like
right?
clowns.
Yeah, for sure.
So you like clowns?
Oh, I love that. My little.
Yeah, I see that. Her phone case is a clown.
That's not one of your
that's
fears
cute.
like most people.
No, I love them, and I don't know where it came from, but I love them. And the more I get into that community, the more I realize other people are just like anything that has a clown on it. They
That's
want
dope.
it.
Yeah. It's
Have you
either
ever-
it's either people love or hate.
Or hate it,
Absolutely hate it.
Yeah.
I think I'm in between.
Yeah.
I'd be in between. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. You know?
I think
you know what I like about clowns. There's so many styles of clowns.
yeah,
I was gonna
Yes.
say.
That's the cool thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, there's a traditional, and then there's the really fucking scary ones, and then
Yeah.
there's the cool looking ones, and then
Yeah.
There's
you know,
the super bright ones,
Right.
and then the
So I
black
think
and
that's the
white,
cool thing.
vintage. Yeah.
And I think that's kind of more what
posted
I'm.
one in.
Don't forget the rodeo clown.
Kind of. Rodeo clown. Like, didn't you do like white makeup or something? I think I just seen it, and I was just like, that's cool.
Like me in makeup?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went to do a photo shoot for Valentine's Day with my boyfriend, and I was like almost like a mime looking clown.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he was a rodeo clown with the cowboy hat.
Hey, don't forget the rodeo clown.
Yeah,
Was that for yourself, the photo shoot, or for another company?
it was for me,
Oh,
just
okay.
just for us to have.
Like
photos.
photos.
Yeah,
That's funny.
That's dope.
I love it.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. There's so many like different clowns. Like even what's his name? He was like right there next to the tacos.
I like him.
He's creepy. He scares me.
Yeah.
Like oh my god, I can't think of the. Okay, here was the tacos, and then here was his booth.
The one with all the smoke.
Yeah. What's his
Oh,
name?
Bumpy.
Bumpy. There you go.
Oh,
I like
yeah,
his-
yeah.
And
His
he has
clown
his
scares
he
me.
has his little mini me.
Mhm.
I need one
Yeah.
of those.
Where he walks around with his blood dripping from his mouth.
Yes. And then, but he kept doing like TikToks and like like photo shoots with his like little.
But you see, I think it's so cool because he created a character that's so popular.
Yeah.
He created that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's
yeah.
such a cool. Like I said, you going back to your stuff. Your stuff is in demand. The stuff you created, the stuff
Yeah.
you drew. You know, so it's got to just be a different feeling. Like man, like
People like it.
people
Yeah.
like it. Like that's sick.
No,
you
it's
know?
crazy. I think sometimes I can't wrap my head around like how like big the shop has gotten or
Right.
like how popular the things are because when people like I said like when they buy my original characters I'm just like really
Right.
you like it?
right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
I mean, you
awesome.
seem to do well everywhere you go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're
so,
a big
I try-
name.
I
Yeah, you're a
try.
big name out there.
yeah,
you.
for sure, for sure. So it's like, again, I don't know if you ever get used to it or not, but that just knowing, like, man, I show up, you bring, I don't know, a certain amount of the plushies or the socks or the beanies. Even the
Yeah.
beanies never stayed long.
Yeah.
You know. Now, when you go to those certain events, do you bring a certain amount, or you just bring it all and you're like, hey, we'll see what happens?
I think I've tried to kind of calculate like how much we go through.
I got you.
When I order from our manufacturer, I try to order with like certain events in mind. So I'm like this quantity is for the events and like this
Right.
batch is for online.
Right.
So I've tried to get it down to a science. Like sometimes we'll sell out immediately. Sometimes I'll have a few left. But
Right.
yeah, I think for the most part, I kind of know how many we'll go through based on the event, and that's what I'll bring.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That's crazy.
That's
Or you got to
sign.
plan for like 3 events in a month, so you have
Yeah.
to order extra.
Yeah.
And try
Yeah.
to figure out, okay, which one's gonna.
Or you roll over some, or
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
What's not maybe that's personal, but I'm gonna say, do you have? Is it a long turnaround time on your manufactured products?
For and it's not even just with the beanies. It's like for most of like the socks too, air fresheners. It's about a month turnaround time
Oh,
usually.
wow.
So I'll have to okay, what events are coming up and order enough for all of those events, like a month and a half in advance at least.
we're like, ooh.
Yeah.
We're like, oh crap.
And anybody in business knows that could be expensive.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, let's say you got to order, I don't know, 300 beanies. Like, damn, I
Yeah.
got to pay for that right now.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
can't wait to sell them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or the plushies or whatever the case, right?
Yeah.
So anybody in business knows, like, shit, that's a lot of money I got to put out.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
in hopes
They
that
sell
I
it.
That
can
they
go and
sell.
get it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Which, again, he seems like you never have issues
Yeah.
with selling this stuff. So
Yeah.
that's,
Thankfully, yeah.
yeah, that's a good problem to have, I
She's,
guess,
she's
right?
the type of vendor that if you see it, you
better
better,
pick
buy
it up. You
Because
better pick it up.
because
It's
if
not
you're
gonna be
the
there.
type of person that like, I'll be back for it, it's not
It's
gonna
not
be
there.
there.
Anybody-
I see them at pop-ups and they'll come back and they're like, "You're out," and I'm just like, "Yeah."
You're just like, I
I
told
think
you.
you've done that one time. You're like, she doesn't have it anymore. And I'm like, why didn't you get it?
I don't know.
Ashley's the type of person that contemplates too much.
Yeah.
You know, that's
I'm
what,
the type of person that if it took, like if I seen it and my eye was like, oh, that's really cool, I want it.
right.
So you'll be there before the customers get there and be like, man,
yeah, we're there before. Like, we're there before people. Like, if you see them setting up and you see it, you need to get it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
But
how it is.
Ashley doesn't take advantage of that. She'd be like,
I
I'll
know
get
I
it
don't.
later.
It's called budgeting, man. Okay.
I know how to budget.
I do. I've picked up a hack where I'll do my first walk around without my wallet, and I'll note like what I like, and then I'm like, okay, I'll make my second round with my money. Like,
Yeah.
and I'll go back.
She's
for
like, well, just
something.
enough for that, though. 'Cause if I take too much, then I'm booked.
No,
Yeah.
but I impulsively shop all the time, and
Oh,
it's just,
yeah.
like there's always so many cool shops. I think like most of the stuff that I own now is like small shop.
I love it though. I mean, going back to where your goals of maybe one day being in a storefront, it's so cool to see all these young or small shops opening up those and giving people opportunity to come in and shop, right? Because there's not much of it out there at all.
Yeah.
You know, especially in the horror world or the Halloween community or spooky community. It's cool to give the customer the option to come in and shop. You know, because again, you can't buy most of this stuff. You can't go to Target and buy your plushies. You can't go on Amazon yet. You might sell one day. I don't know. You know, but I'm saying you can't. There's certain items you can't go and buy unless you go directly through the company, the small shop. So when people like shout out to Grim Girl, she just opened up her store this past weekend. That's so amazing, you know, because again, now you have another opportunity.
Just to go in and
Come
grab
in,
something.
grab something, like, you know, that you cannot buy
Yeah.
somewhere else. You're
Right.
not going to go to Walmart, Target, Kmart, whatever. Or Kmart doesn't exist, but that used to be a thing.
told
You
your
just, you
age.
just
age
confused
yourself.
everyone.
My
Next
bad.
needs to say Mervin's.
Oh my god.
So yeah, so that, I always think it's such a cool thing.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think you can
He's
do
gonna
it.
go down to the Montgomery Ward.
What the hell is that, dude?
Yeah, now you age. Now I age myself.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's about all the questions.
That's all you got for us?
That's all we
Where
got.
we at? Are we run up the hour
For
already?
sure.
Over? Jesus, these interviews go by so fast. Huh?
They really do.
Real quick, guys, we do want to give a shout out to Toxic Doom
Yes.
hooking us up with these T-shirts.
For sure.
Just a quick story. They didn't have my size in the one Ashley's wearing. I don't know if the camera can see it.
I'm wearing the nun, and what's funny is I saw Anthony over there looking at the nun T-shirt, and he's like, "Oh, we don't have it." He's like, "It's alright, I'll get this one." I was like, "Oh man, what shirt did you want?" He's like, "The nun." I was like, "It's dope, right?" I was like, "Yeah, let me get it in my size." He's
Yeah.
like, "You bitch," and I was like, "Yeah." So now I'm wearing the nun.
Dope ass shirt. I'm wearing the one that actually has their logo on it, which is super cool. I love the green in it. You know, it's very gory, but
Green and red, yeah.
super dope. And then
I
Jess,
have
what
the
you get?
dinosaur.
Yeah, that
Wearing
is a
the
dope ass
dinosaur that
shirt.
says "Behold." I think.
Everybody who's listening
Zombie
or
dinosaur.
watching,
Yeah. So Toxic Doom, look them up on Instagram.
young company coming up, man. They're doing
Yeah.
big things. They're doing a lot of pop ups. So
Can we get her to hold that phone case up towards the camera one time? If you're listening on Spotify, go watch on YouTube. That's the coolest phone case.
I know it's
a
literally
little-
It's so cute.
Pop socket.
oh, it's a no.
Oh yeah, go check it out on YouTube.
that is
Yeah,
cute.
it's super dope.
Yeah, and if you're listening on Spotify, you cannot see what we're talking about. Our T-shirts. So if you want to see what we're wearing,
Oh yeah.
come check it out.
YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
You know, I just realized that 90% of the people who listen to this, we love you guys on Spotify. You know, they don't actually get to see this stuff because they
Right.
listen.
Good. They don't.
You know,
get
so
to
we got to
see
start
our
doing
ugly
better, like
faces.
in explaining. I guess.
Yeah.
I just hit me the other day.
that we're
Yeah.
terrible at explaining
Yeah,
stuff. We
like
need
hey,
to
go
do
check
better.
us out. Like, yeah, we really got to do
You know
better.
what's funny? Katie has actually told me that she was like, "You guys suck at like explaining things. You need to go more in
Sorry.
detail. Like,
Sorry.
not everyone is watching. Like, you'll be like, yeah, look, it's this. Like,
Right.
what?
No, it's true. We do need to do better.
We
But,
will.
so my shirt
Do
is the
better.
nun, and she is standing there very creepy in the background of a. Can you explain that? I can't see.
It looks
It's
like a
scary.
house.
Just go to their website.
I can't see it. It's like a house, and that looks like The Exorcist right
Yeah,
there.
I was
first
gonna
of
say
all.
that looks like Reagan.
Uh-huh.
Floating
and then
Reagan
the
type of
priest right
thing, and the
here.
priest in the corner. So yeah, shout out Toxic Doom, for giving us these T-shirts to rock on.
Hopefully, we'll have
YouTube.
them on soon too, guys.
Yeah, and if you want to send us T-shirts to wear, we would totally do that. You know, we struggle with getting people to.
No, we do not struggle. We do not struggle. We struggle with sending out
Well, because I don't know how to approach it.
messages.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean? Because there's companies. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about this on here, but anyways.
But if you want us to wear your product on a podcast, reach out to. Don't be afraid to
We'll
ask.
plug it in.
But we are gonna, start. We'll start sending out messages. Thank God,
Yeah.
he's so pushy.
Anyways, we always end our podcast asking everybody, what their favorite horror movie. What's your favorite scary movie?
Oh man.
If you have any.
I want to see Bride of Chucky.
Okay.
Oh.
I love
That's
Tiffany.
the first. That's the first.
I think she's funny. I like their relationship. I think it's a little bit like it's kind of scary, but it's like funny
Right,
as well. It's like a
right.
little bit more lighthearted.
little
So I really
toxic.
enjoy that.
Right.
Yeah.
I've never had anyone say that. I've never had anyone say that
No,
movie.
no. It's a good movie too.
Really?
You never seen it.
No.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Have I? There's just so many of those movies.
Did
I've seen
I?
something.
It's a good one. It's a good one. It's a really good movie.
Yeah. With what's her name? Who plays her?
Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah. I think I have seen it.
I don't think so. I think she's lying.
For sure.
Watch it today.
I've for sure seen it.
Nah, she's lying. She's lying.
It's okay.
Anyways.
Have you seen the new Scream?
Not yet. We were doing the pop-ups and stuff this weekend, so I didn't get a
Same.
chance.
Yeah.
I'm for sure watching it this week, hell or high water, with or without y'all. So
No, I want
we
to watch
gotta
it.
coordinate. It's hard. There's
to
4
coordinate?
siblings over here at the Wicked team, so it's hard to coordinate everyone. Hopefully we get to see that this week though.
Yeah, I've heard good things.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My best friend watched it. She's like doesn't really do horror movies, and she was like 11 out of 10. Don't know what that means for her type of scare, her
Is not
scale,
comfortable
Yeah.
today,
but
guys.
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll
Well,
see.
we'll see. Hopefully, we get to catch and talk about
Unless
it.
you want to
next
come with us, let us know. I'm just kidding.
week. So you got randos hitting you up. You're like,
All right, you
This
pay.
is where I'm
just kidding.
going.
He's like,
Show
we'll
up.
pay for you. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah,
Cool.
for sure.
You pay for me, I'll be there.
This girl ain't gonna pay for you.
All right. Any last questions, comments, concern anybody?
No, thank you so much for coming out, though.
Thanks for having me.
It was
Thank
fun.
you guys.
See how
Hopefully,
fast?
hopefully you weren't too nervous.
No.
I know
I feel I'm really comfortable with you
Okay.
guys.
he's- Okay, awesome. See,
I'm
say
saying-
that out loud so everyone knows that.
I'm really comfortable here.
Just kidding.
I'm really comfortable.
Just like blink if you're being lost.
No, but it goes by fast, man. It goes by fast. You just sitting here bullshitting, and then boom. hours up.
Yeah, it's more than an hour. I know you were like, I'm nervous, and
Yeah.
a lot of people feel that way. I think once we start talking, we talk
It's
too
not
much.
bad.
We
Yeah.
talk way too
Yeah.
much. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not bad.
A
So-
quick shout out to Art Sideshow this past weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Hell or high water, literally high water. We were out there.
And it was great.
Great turnout. Thanks to everyone who stopped by in the water.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great event.
You know, it was
Thanks
fun.
for buying our tacos.
Oh,
We
yeah.
Wow.
sold out.
You know,
Wicked
you guys-
tacos were out there.
Whoever's naming them Wicked Tacos, you guys might be making something for real.
Yeah, that's
You know,
so
we're
funny.
like, man, should we actually do this again? You know what I mean? So I think it's gonna happen. Who knows? I don't want to talk too soon,
Oh
but
shit! Here we go again.
here we go again. Like Ashley says, what kind of unicorn are you gonna give me now?
Yeah, man. This guy always
But
has something.
You
too.
never know.
He always comes into the office, and this is how I know. He's always like, "Check it out. Hear me out. Hear me out." Oh fuck! Here we
I
go.
have this idea.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Jesus.
My mind's always moving.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
yeah.
anyways, guys, shout out to Art Sideshow. Great event this past weekend. Again, thank you so much for coming out. I know you don't live close. You know, I would have said hell no.
Me too.
I'm like,
But
I'm sick.
right, that's a tough drive. But anyway,
Guys.
nothing.
Nothing.
All right, guys. For those of you guys watching, listening, listen wherever you're at, check out on the links below that we're gonna be posting up. Rattleheadcrafts.com is where you can find her merchandise. Again, shout out to Toxic Doom for the t-shirts.
Yes.
And yeah, again, thank you so much
And
for
thanks for
coming
the
out.
cafecito.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you're
And
right.
shout out to Rose for our bomb ass coffee as always. Jen, thank you for making mine.
And I gotta pee, so.
So,
Me too. Hurry up.
guys, thank you so much for watching, listening, and as always, we'll see you on the next one.